What's good, YouTube? It's your boy DJ LiftOFF, and you don't want to miss this flight. Now in today's video, I'm going to be showing you all a scratch pattern, and we're going to be doing that scratch pattern in an advanced way, and I'm also going to make it a little more scratch friendly as well. Now also, one other thing that I'm going to be showing you all is how to do this scratch pattern using a vocal, and I'm also going to show you how you can echo out of it or do an echo transition effect to get out of that particular vocal.
Come along with it, you make me. I was bad. You're the one that hooked us up, knowing it should have been you.
Now for this breakdown, I'm actually going to use the vocal that I just used when I showed you all the example. So that's going to be this sound right here. Now you don't have to use this same exact sound, but you definitely want to use a sound that has a little bit of length to it. So a vocal would be preferable, or any sound that just has a little bit of length. Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure our track is playing. We're going to come to the beginning. Now the dice scratch, all this is going to be is this right here. So it basically is kind of like a reverse stab, because our stab is this. So a quick review of the stab, all we're doing is we're pushing forward on the vinyl or your jog wheel, and you're opening that crossfader like this. And then all you're doing is you're closing that crossfader, and then you're pulling back quickly. So basically like this. Now the dice is going to be that same exact hand motion, except you're coming backwards or you're pulling back on the vinyl instead of going forward. So all you're essentially doing, starting with your thumb, just holding over that crossfader, you're pulling back and you're just giving the crossfader a click. So now we're going to go over the very first part of this scratch pattern, and I'm going to show you how you can actually use this as an intro scratch without even doing the full scratch pattern, but just doing this beginning part. So that's the beginning of the scratch pattern. So you're going to go ahead and make sure your sound is playing. You're going to have your thumb pushing all the way over on the crossfader. So this is going to start actually with just a click. So you're basically going to do a forward scratch where you're kind of letting that vinyl go like this, or you're pushing it forward just ever so slightly like this, and then you're going to catch it. And you're also going to do a click at the same time, just like this. Then you're going to catch that vinyl, and this is where you're going to do that first dice, just like this. Now we're actually going to start off this scratch pattern by doing that twice. Just like that, okay? So you're going to do that twice, and then after that, you're going to have a stab scratch. So it's going to look just like this. So what you're going to want to do first is just practice this over and over. Don't move on until you have this and you can do this pretty comfortably, okay? Start off really, really slowly and then speed it up like always. So once you're comfortable doing that, then you can move on to the next part. And before we move on, let's actually count that out first. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. So now we're going to cover the rest of the scratch pattern. And first, we're going to go over the more advanced version, and then we'll do the more scratch friendly version. All right, so there you have the full advanced version, okay? So once you get past that first part. All right, so now once you're here, you're going to do another forward scratch, and you're going to hold that forward scratch until you get to the and. So 3 E and. When you get to that and, you're going to do a pullback. So it's going to look just like this. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and. Okay, just like that. So you're doing that 3 E and. So 3 E and 3 E, close that crossfader, and. So you're pushing open the crossfader once to do the forward scratch, closing that crossfader, and then on the pullback, you're going to open the crossfader again with the click, and. So once you get here, now you're going to have a crab scratch. When you're done with that crab scratch, your crossfader is going to be closed, and then you're going to do one more dice scratch on the way back. Okay, so that is the full scratch pattern. Now let's go ahead and count that out. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. All right, so now that we've covered the more advanced version, now let's look at the more scratch friendly version. All right, so now as you can see in this version, the beginning again is the same, except now instead of that crab, we're just doing 2 transformer scratches back. So we have this. That's the beginning. Now all we're gonna do is we're gonna do a forward scratch forward, close that crossfader, 2 clicks back. Now we're gonna open that crossfader again with the click, close the crossfader, and then we're gonna do 1 more click and we're gonna pull back slowly. Just like that. Now we're done and we're back at the beginning. Okay, so now let's count that out. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. All right, so there are both versions of this scratch pattern. Now you can make this a 2-bar scratch pattern. You can do the first one and then go into the second one if you're comfortable doing the advanced and the more scratch friendly version, or you could just do one of them as a 1-bar scratch pattern. Definitely, I'm gonna leave that up to you. So now lastly, I just wanna go ahead and show you all how you can transition out of this as well using the echo effect. And when you transition out, you wanna use the more scratch friendly version, and you'll see exactly why now.
Things that come along with you make me. I was bad.
So there's one way you can use stems. As you can see, of course, I had the entire track playing. I went ahead and soloed just the acapella. I did the actual scratch pattern. Again, the scratch friendly version. And at the end of it, you want to just use your one hand on the vinyl or the jog wheel, and you want to have your other hand free to go ahead and use the echo effect as well. So essentially all I did was this. So as soon as you get here, you want to pull back on your vinyl, of course, and then you want to push on your crossfader, give it that last click. But as soon as you do this, you want to use your hand to then grab the paddle effect, or if you have a push button, either one. And then as soon as you let this go, you want to go ahead and use that echo effect. Okay, so in full speed. So even that is definitely going to take some time. So again, just make sure you continue to practice and practice and practice. Definitely try to incorporate that slice technique into some of your other scratch patterns that you know, or if you don't know a ton of scratch patterns, try to develop some and use that slice technique along with some of the other techniques in this particular video. So that's gonna wrap everything up. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please press the like button. Please press the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you know the next time that I upload a video. And without further ado, I will catch y'all on the next flight.